coach here, Orlando Antigua. I think most of you know Orlando well. We'll go ahead and get started. As always, use the raised hands feature and we'll get to you that way. Deb is open up the record permissions, but if she doesn't get to you, just let us know. So let's go ahead and get started. We will start with Kyle Tucker with the Athletic and then go to Daryl Bird. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, Orlando, welcome back. What to you was sort of the secret sauce? Everybody's excited that you're back because people obviously want to sort of recapture the glory of the first 5 or 6 years that Cal was there and you were there with him. What to you was kind of the secret sauce of those first few years and that pretty incredible run you guys went on? What do you hope to bring back now?
Hey, Kyle, thank you, man, and excited to be back. I don't know if there's any real secret sauce. I just thought it was a lot of great synergy and togetherness and just finding the right pieces. Obviously everybody knows that this year was an abnormal year with everything that has transpired, and so I think that's an offset of what's normal and trying to get back to doing the things that we've done and Cal's always requested of his kids and of his staff to get back to working really hard and working together and being a player first program. So we're looking to do all those things and just hit the pavement and trying to find and identify kids that are going to want the pleasure of the pressure, which is what it is being at Kentucky. You got to be able to want to take on that challenge, live up to that challenge, and allow us to push it through so that you can go out and shine and chase your dreams. And in that process, we go out and we win a lot of games.
Daryl Bird, we go with you.
Hey, Coach O, welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Daryl.
Since you left, you were head coach for 3 years and assistant for 4 years under someone not named Calipari. I'm just curious, how do you think you are a better coach today than you were when you left 7 years ago?
Well, that's a great question, Daryl. I've got a better appreciation now, having had the opportunity to sit in that seat, to know, not quite know, but a better idea of what is coming at Cal and what he has to do. And our jobs as assistant is to try to take things off of his plate. We need to figure out tomorrow's news yesterday. So staying on the grind, staying connected with the kids, staying connected with just people in the basketball world and in our relationships and doing those kind of things so that we can better serve him and make sure that he's prepared for everything.
John Wong, we'll go to you.
Hey, Orlando, John Huang, NOLA Media, justthecats.com. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you, John.
Coach Cal said in his introductory remarks, he mentioned specifically your uplifting spirit. What do you think that means, and why do you think that's so important to this particular team at this particular time?
Well, that's a great question, John. I mean, it's who I am, it's who I've been, and obviously the things that I've experienced in my life has allowed me to have a great appreciation for life and opportunities, and having gone through a lot of challenging obstacles, being able to keep things in perspective, understanding that you want to be around good people, you want to surround yourself around good people. That doesn't mean because you're around good people that it voids you of going through hard times, but it does give you a perspective of appreciating going through some tough times and knowing that that's going to make you better. And so being able to communicate that with our players and getting them to be a sounding board for someone that's might have gone through some challenges as they go through their own experiences and their own obstacles, and letting them know, listen, you're going to be better for it if you just consistently stay with the process and keep working, keep trying to maintain your positive energy, because I know on the backside of it what that becomes, and then eventually, God willing, that they'll have the opportunity then to reach back and share those experiences, like the staff and I have been fortunate enough to do, so that they can then also uplift and bring up the generations that come behind them.
Okay, thank you.
Not a lot of questions in queue, so Darryl, I'll come back to you.
Good deal. Coach, I've seen high school players come to a school as a package deal. I don't think I've ever seen assistant coaches to come to the same place. Was it a package deal? Was it independent decisions? How much did Coach Chin talk to you about what to expect once he got here and all that stuff, go into how you guys ended up here?
Darryl, that's unbelievable perspective, brother. I mean, I never thought about it in that way, because obviously Chin and I are great friends. We're great colleagues. But everything is based individually on every person and family's needs and perspective. And so, my reasons for wanting to come back are way different than Chin's reasons for wanting to join and be a part of this experience. And so
Right.
we've shared some of my experiences. I've known Chin for 15, 16 years or so. When he was on the circuit, when he was coaching, when he was up and coming, we spent a week together in Memphis. So we've had a long-standing relationship, and then to get the opportunity to work with him, just increased that bond when we were at Illinois, and going through some of the challenges that we did there, and being able to help Coach Underwood bring that program back to its heights. It's something that we cherished, and we were able to build a bond through that. And so, me sharing my experiences here, and me sharing my experiences with working with Cal, and him being made from the same kind of cloth, the way he works, his relationships, the way he builds relationships, not just with staff, but with players and people. And he's an unbelievable people person that you all are going to be extremely excited to get to know. But it's consistent with the staff that Cal had. I mean, Bruiser and Jay, and I mean, just everyone is really positive and great people to be a part of. And I'm excited to be back home and excited to be a part of that group.
What did you say to him in terms of what it's like to work for John Calipari?
I told him it's great. Cal's one of my mentors, guy that throughout the years I have leaned on, not just for professional advice, but personal advice, and someone I look up to. And he's a friend, he's a mentor, and he's a Hall of Fame coach. So when you're someone like Chin, who's still up and coming, and he gets an opportunity to work with a Hall of Fame coach, it's very, very appealing, very attractive. And obviously, when you get a chance to come to, what I told him, this is Camelot. And it's the winningest program in college history. So, it's that those things are easy to sell.
Let's go. We'll go Ben Roberts, then Tyler Thompson, then John Clay. Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, welcome back, O. Obviously, you guys had a ton of success your first go around here with those top 5 recruits. I think you got at least one in every single class you were here the first go around. Just kind of, is it, given the change in the recruiting landscape since then, is it realistic to expect that you can get one of those guys every year in the current climate?
First, let me say this, Ben. Again, I was a part of a really, really good team, right? I didn't get anybody we were able to go and recruit and get. I was just happened to be a spoke in that wheel. And it's that same kind of wheel that we have now is how we're going to approach our recruiting. Will we get some? I hope so. Will we miss on some? Probably. The landscape has changed. You got all these new dynamics that are in play, but we're going to try to manage as best we can. And like I said, when you have a Hall of Fame coach that you can go out and talk about, when you have a program with the history and the success that we have here at Kentucky. Those are all great things to talk about to kids and families. And you talk about the educational part of it. I mean, there's so much that we can go out and talk about, not just the basketball. And by the way, the basketball part, that's pretty good too.
Yeah. And kind of along those lines, obviously, I think the biggest change since then is the whole G League thing. What do you, I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to be recruiting guys who have a real high interest in that. What do you tell a kid? How do you kind of compare, contrast the Kentucky experience to what they could get there?
It's different. You know, the kids that the G League and those the pro leagues are going to target are very talented, but you can't use a brush to paint all of them. Each individual family has different circumstances that they have to weigh, and what experience they're trying to go through to try to get to their dreams. Some families are going to want the educational piece of it. Some are going to want the value of sacrificing and playing on the team and playing and competing with other really, really good players, and then getting to an NCAA tournament, making a Final Four run, and potentially a national championship. There's extreme value in that, right? There's also extreme, there's an unbelievable experience that happens when you go through that you can't put a price on. And the kids that have been here and have gone through that, those experiences are going to outweigh anything else that they've ever done in their lives, because it's special. It's such a rewarding experience, and you know they're loved in the state, they're loved throughout history, and then you get a chance to become one of those special groups that are endeared for life. So it depends what the families are going to be wanting to experience, and our job is to try to communicate how special that experience is when you come to a place like Kentucky, and you do the things that we know and we think that they can do by coming here.
Tyler, go ahead, then John Clay.
Hey, Coach O, it's good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you,
As someone who's been kind of an outsider since you left, and honestly recruited against Kentucky probably from time to time, have you noticed the national perception of the program has changed at all? And have you had conversations with Cal about that?
Tyler, we did run up against Cal and the boys a few times, right? And we were on the short end of the stick, so I don't know what perception you're talking about. I think a lot of that is more our own internal feelings, but the perception outside is still that it is the winningest program in college history, and Cal is a Hall of Fame coach, and they've been able to recruit really, really high level players here, and they're going to continue to. And our job is to keep going out and finding those kids that want that experience, that want to take on the pleasure of the pressure.
John, we'll go to you, and then Paul after that. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Orlando, good to see you. How has the transfer portal changed college basketball, and specifically, how's it changed the way, as an assistant, you guys recruit?
Thanks, John. Hey, good to see you. It's changed a little bit, and it's just another variable that we have to manage. What that's going to look like, no one knows. It's so fresh. You do have to go out and try to find pieces that meet your needs, whether that's through the high school, through the junior college, or through the transfer portal. Now it just gives us another avenue. And I don't think anybody can tell you what that's going to look like in the future, because there's so many other components that are going to come into play going forward that we don't even know yet. But it's another avenue that we have to make sure that we're on top of, that we're monitoring, and that we're constantly getting information and communicating so that we can try to maximize those opportunities when they're there to benefit, our program and the university.
Guys, we got a few more minutes here before we get Chin in here. We'll go with Jeff Drummond.
Hey, Orlando, Jeff Drummond from Rivals and Cats Illustrated. Welcome back.
Thank you, Jeff. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. I was curious. Cal has made reference after this past season to kind of how the game is changing in college basketball a little bit. And he seems to be embracing a little bit of a different approach than maybe he was using the first time around when you were here. Have you guys discussed anything in the early stages about, you know, the type of player you might be pursuing now versus what you did maybe 10 years ago?
What I do know is that we want to pursue the best players in the country, and wherever that comes from, again, whether it comes from high school, whether it comes from the portal, whether it comes from junior college, wherever they come from, just trying to find those players that are going to fit what we're trying to do and that are going to help our program to continue to reach the heights of success that we've had.
Daryl, looks like you're the one with the hand up, so we'll come back to you and see if we got one more after that.
All right, thanks, Owen. First, it was COVID, the lockdown. Then it was the worst season in a century. And then the tragic death of Terrence Clark. Long before basketball, how do you guys, the adults, I mean, we call them kids, they're young men, looking up to the grown-ups to see, how do we get through this? Where's the other side? What can you guys do as assistants?
Well, obviously is you could try to spend a lot of time with them, be there for them, talk them through, be honest with them, because a lot of this stuff that we were all experiencing as adults, we have no idea. None of us around for the last pandemic, at least. So, you know, we hope, yeah. And if you were, you're pretty special, you're pretty blessed. But just trying to help them, educate them that as much as possible that, you know, whatever you may be feeling as you may be going through this, it's okay. And people are here to be there with you, to walk you through those emotions, to walk you through those experiences, to walk you through and your family through whatever challenges they may be facing. Because we were all going through that. And it's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than one season when you're talking about an experience that's life and death, and it impacted the entire world. So you hope that it gives you an opportunity to introduce, for those that may want it, a little bit of faith, and to help them deal and manage with all the things that they're going to be going through and have gone through.
Thanks, O. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Darryl.
All right, guys, we'll end it there with Orlando. Give us a few minutes and we'll get Shin in here for you.
Thanks, guys. Good seeing you.